Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In this picture, you can appreciate the histological transverse section of the spinal cord, which appears to be roughly oval in shape and is more flattened ventrally than dorsally. In the center, there is a cavity that is called as the central canal, which is lined by the ependymal cells, and that contains CSF. Dorsal to the central canal is a septum that is called as the dorsal median septum. And opposite the dorsal median septum is a groove on the dorsal surface of the cord, and that is known as the dorsal median sulcus. Ventral to the deep cleft or the fissure is the ventral median fissure. In the dorsolateral part, there are shallow grooves on either side. There are shallow grooves on either side that are called as the dorsal lateral sulci. Although the shape and the structure of the spinal cord it may vary at different levels, that is cervical, thoracic, lumbar and sacral, the basic structural pattern is similar at all levels. Now let's focus on the gray matter of the spinal cord. The gray matter of the spinal cord is so arranged so as to give the appearance of an H. The two dorsal limbs of the H, this one and this one, the two dorsal limbs of the H are known as posterior horns. Similarly, the ventral limbs of the H, these and this, the ventral limbs of the H, they are called as the anterior horns. The posterior horns, they contain sensory neurons, while the anterior horns, they contain motor neurons concerned with the innervation of skeletal muscles. The central canal is situated in the horizontal bar of the H. The gray matter that is present dorsal to the central canal, if we highlight the gray matter properly, this is all the gray matter. Okay, so they say that the gray matter that is present dorsal to the central canal, this one, which is actually responsible for connecting the two dorsal horns or the two posterior horns, that is known as the dorsal gray commissure. Whereas ventral to the central canal is the ventral gray commissure. In all the thoracic and the upper one or two lumbar segments, the gray matter of the spinal cord, it shows an additional lateral horn, which is situated between the anterior and posterior horns. The lateral horns contain motor neurons which give rise to the preganglionic sympathetic fibers. Now let's talk about the white matter of the spinal cord, which lies outer to the gray matter, and on each side it can be divided into two major parts. There is a dorsal white column, this one, which is also known as the dorsal funiculus, which lies between the dorsal median septum and the posterior gray horn. And this is actually the ventrolateral white column, which lies between the posterior horn and the ventral median fissure. This column can be further divided by the anterior horn of gray matter into a ventral white column and a lateral white column. So this is all about the histology of the spinal cord.